You're 19, and the storm on the horizon is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. In 12 years, you will have driven 250,000 miles towards skies that other people drive away from. You will have footage that runs on every network in the country. You will have stood close enough to a tornado to feel the air pressure drop inside your own ears. And you will have buried someone for it. This is your life at every rank of storm, EF0 to EF5, and what it costs to get close enough to touch one. Before any of it, you are a kid who runs toward the window when everyone else runs to the basement. You learn the words before you learn what they cost. Supercell, wall cloud, mesocyclone. You download the radar app and you teach yourself to read the hook in the corner of a storm. The little curl of returns that means something is rotating inside the rain where you can't see it. The sky has a grammar, and you are fluent before you are 16. Your mother thinks you'll grow out of it. The first time you drive yourself toward a wall cloud instead of away from one, you understand that the opposite is true. You are driving into the only place that has ever made sense to you. EF0, the first gust. The first real one is almost nothing. Winds that peel a few shingles, snap a branch, tip a trampoline into a neighbor's yard. On the scale that runs from 0 to 5, this is the bottom rung. It will not be in any record book. You will never forget it. You're parked on a section road in open country when the funnel touches down half a mile out, thin as a rope, and the sound arrives a second after the sight. A low freight train hum you feel in your sternum. You are not afraid. That should frighten you, and it doesn't. There's a car already pulled over ahead of you, window down, a camera braced on the sill. The driver lifts 2 fingers off the wheel without looking back. That's how you meet them. That's how the community works out here. No introductions, just the same fluency, the same lunatic calm. By the end of the season, you'll be riding together. Their name is Dane, and before every chase, Dane taps the dashboard twice with 2 knuckles, for luck. You'll roll your eyes at it for years. The footage from that rope tornado gets 400,000 views in a weekend. A local station pays you $80 to license 30 seconds of it. $80. You have never in your life been paid for joy before. You are inside now. You crossed a line, and it felt like coming home. EF1, the cost of closer. Better footage means closer. Closer means faster. So you learn the road network the way Dane already knows it. The mile grid of the plains laid out like graph paper. Every gravel section, and every dead end that could pin you against a storm. You buy a better radar subscription. You buy a faster car. And then everyone else does too. The roads fill. On a good setup, there are 300 vehicles converging on the same storm, all of them wanting the same shot, all of them braking at the same time on the same 2-lane road with a wall cloud bearing down. The danger was never only the tornado. The danger is the sedan in front of you doing 40 with its hazards on while the rain wraps around the funnel and hides it from everyone at once. The first EF1 you chase throws hail the size of baseballs through your windshield. Dane pulls you back into the car by your collar. The glass is in your lap and you are laughing because the clip of the impact will sell. And it does. And the money is starting to mean something now. $300, then $1,000. A licensing house in New York puts you on a roster. Dane taps the dash before you pull out. You've stopped rolling your eyes. EF2, the footage and the town. By the 3rd year, the footage is the income. You quit the job you barely had. You go live now, streaming the chase to 20,000 people who watch from their couches while you narrate a wedge crossing a highway. Now, you start arriving after the storm, not before it. An EF2 goes through a small town at dinner time, and you are 8 minutes behind it, the first vehicle in, before a single ambulance. A man is standing in the street where his garage used to be. There is a choice here, and it lasts about 2 seconds. The camera, or your hands. You film. Your hands are already steadying the shot before the thought finishes forming. That's the part you'll carry. Not that you chose it. That you didn't have to. You tell yourself someone else will dig. That documenting it matters. That this is the record. Some of that is even true. You pull a section of siding off a collapsed porch and you find nobody under it, and you are ashamed of how relieved you are, and the live stream is still running, and the chat is still scrolling. That night, Dane is quiet in the passenger seat for a long time. Then Dane says the thing that won't leave you alone. We keep saying it let us get close, like it decided. You don't answer. You don't yet know why the sentence sits so wrong. EF3, El Reno. On the 31st of May, 2013, the widest tornado ever recorded forms near El Reno, Oklahoma, 2.5 miles across, and it kills the best who ever did this. Tim Samaras, who built instruments to place inside tornadoes, who taught half the people in your phone how to do this safely. His son, his partner, veterans with 20 years of judgment, caught when the storm did something no model predicted, turning hard and accelerating into them faster than a car can run. Here is what you understand that day, and it rearranges everything behind it. It was never letting you get close. It does not know you're there. It has never known. Every near miss you survived, every funnel you outran and bragged about at the gas station, you did not outrun. You were simply not standing where it went. The men who died on the 31st were better than you, and it took them anyway, because there is no them and it, no contest, no respect earned, no relationship at all. You have spent 4 years in a marriage with something that cannot see you. You sit with that for a long time. The sky outside is already clearing. Dane stops tapping the dashboard for a while after that. Neither of you says why. Then you go out the next week, because the alternative is admitting the last 4 years were luck wearing the costume of skill. EF4, the thinning. You get good in the way that matters now, which is knowing when to leave. An EF4 will throw a pickup 400 yards and strip the bark off the trees and scour the grass down to bare dirt. You film one from 1.25 miles out, and it is the best footage of your career, and you sell it to a documentary for a number you don't tell your family. There is an afternoon that fall when the documentary airs, and your phone runs out of charge from the messages, and you sit in a parking lot outside a gas station in Kansas and feel, for about an hour, exactly like the 19-year-old who got paid $80 for joy. You hold that. It is the last time it feels that clean. But the people thin around you, not from tornadoes mostly, from the road, from a wet interstate at 2 a.m. driving home from a bust, from a semi nobody saw, from the long, boring miles that kill far more chasers than the storms ever do. You go to funerals where the casket has nothing to do with weather. Dane wants to start a channel, their own. You buy them a camera for it, a good one, and it sits in the box on the back seat, because there's always one more setup, one more season, one more line of storms firing on the dry line before either of you gets around to the rest of a life. Tap the dash. Twice. Roll out. There's a high-risk day coming. EF5 territory. The kind every chaser says they want. EF5. The one you wanted. There are fewer than a handful in a decade. Joplin, Moore, Greensburg, where 95% of a town stopped existing in a single night. EF5 means total. It means a well-built house swept clean off its foundation, and the foundation swept too. It means the scale ran out of room above it. Dane isn't in the passenger seat for this one. Lately, Dane has been finding reasons to sit the big days out, talking more about the channel still boxed up on the back seat, and you keep telling yourself you'll slow down right after this season. You get yours on a June afternoon. A mile-wide wedge, the color of wet concrete, crossing open farmland, and then, exactly where you prayed it wouldn't, and filmed anyway, a town. You have the footage of a lifetime. You will never be able to watch it. You're standing in the wreckage afterward, lens up, when a woman climbs out of what used to be her living room with one shoe on. She looks at the camera. She looks at you behind it. She isn't angry. That's the part that stays. She says, "You drove all this way to see the worst thing that will ever happen to me." Then she turns and goes looking for the other shoe, because the mind does that, and you lower the camera, and there is nowhere on the EF scale and nowhere in your bank account for what that costs. You have everything you started out wanting. You are standing in it. It is somebody's kitchen. The next spring, you tap the dash twice before you pull out. 2 knuckles, for luck, and the passenger seat is empty. Dane never made it to an EF5. Dane died in the rain on a 4-lane outside Wichita, coming home from a day that didn't even produce a storm. A hydroplane, a guardrail, 2 in the morning. The thing you both feared your whole lives never once touched either of you. The road did it, the way it does most of them. Quiet and stupid, and nowhere near a tornado. The camera you bought is still in its box. So here is what this life actually is. You spend it driving towards something enormous that does not know your name. And the danger is never the part that's enormous. It's the miles. It's the luck you mistook for skill. It's the worst day of a stranger, standing in their kitchen. If this hit you, subscribe and drop a like. There's more coming. Everyone has a storm they run toward instead of away from. Most people are just smart enough to call it something else. Somewhere a kid is at a window while the others go to the basement, watching a phone screen where a small green hook is starting to curl red. They don't know what it costs yet. They're already fluent. They tap the glass, twice, without knowing why.